Hey everyone, welcome to our YouTube video where we're going to take you through our amazing PHP, CSS, and HTML website project inspired by the enchanting world of forests and fantasy creatures.
Before we get started, we'd like to introduce ourselves. My name is Caleb B-Boy, and I am the team leader for this project.
Hi, my name is Ikai, and I was in charge of the game design for the levels.
And my name is Sujit Chowdhury, and I was in charge of the second level. So before we get started talking about the details of the project, we wanted to explain the methodology we use to approach this project and some benefits of it. The Scrum methodology is an agile framework used primarily in software development, but applicable to various fields where complex projects need to be managed.
So this methodology offers benefits such as improved team collaboration, increased adaptivity to the changes, and faster delivery to the viable product increment.
By emphasizing iterative development, regular feedback loops, and a focus on delivering the highest priority work, Scrum enables teams to respond quickly to customers' needs and market demands while fostering a culture of continuous improvement and innovation.
So one thing that Scrum methodology helps the project the most is that we actually meet up and track our progress of our project. So when we meet up, we can discuss the method we used and talk about the bugs we encountered. So most time, work together could help us fix the bugs faster. And to be able to track our progress is also important because it allows us to keep the whole project in same style, and we can help each other if someone needs some help.
So the Scrum methodology is meant to provide a clear structure and framework for our project, which is exactly what it did. I found this method to be extremely beneficial because it allowed us to stay organized and focused throughout the entire process. The Scrum meetings allowed us to identify any obstacles or issues and address them promptly, which ensured that we stayed on track and met our deadlines. Scrum encouraged us to make continuous improvements, enabling us to incorporate feedback and make adjustments to our approach as needed. Overall, this methodology allowed us to optimize our workflow and deliver a successful outcome.
I found the Scrum methodology beneficial to our project because it sped up the debugging and connecting process of the code pages because we were able to work together. It allowed you to have multiple people checking and solving one problem together or spread out onto multiple problems simultaneously. It also helped us to recover quicker. If something was broken, we could replace it while keeping everyone in the loop.
So we are proud of our creativity and coding skill into crafting an immersive roleplay game set in mythical forest. This game has 4 distinct levels. Alongside a homepage allow you to log in, sign up, and view the leaderboard. We also have a conclusion page when you defeat all the monsters in the games.
The primary objective of this game is to navigate through the forest safely by defeating the monsters in multiple rounds of the game Rock, Paper, Scissors. The game is an attempt to recreate our initial vision for what we wanted for the first project.
Now let's talk about the general requirements we set for ourselves at the beginning of the project. We needed to create and design a multi-level website with distinct themes for each level. It also had to have the logic for a rock, paper, and scissors game because that was the way to defeat the monsters and advance to the next level.
So it needs to have a well-structured sessions to keep users' data and variables across different levels. We also want the game to be more interactive, hence also animation, and we want to have a user-friendly interface to provide a smooth experience.
In order to make the game fun, we also wanted to have an interesting plot so that the player can be fully engaged in all aspects of this game. Last but not least, we created a structure to keep users' information and accept new users to register.
We had quite a few key design features that we couldn't keep out. One of the main one we want to include in this project is the ability to have a health system for both player and their opponent, which within each match. This makes it so that it is not one round and gives the chance for the computer to win as well. In order to play against a computer, we also need to make sure the attack from the opponent side, which is the computer, is randomized between rock, paper, scissors. Which makes it fun every time since there's no obvious pattern to follow, and it makes the game more hard.
In order to determine who won, we had to create a logic system to determine whether the computer or the player won the round, which would determine their next step in the game. And we also had interactive elements when certain conditions were met, to make the game more engaging and fun.
Now, this right here is how our levels would generally be formatted. There is a text bar with choices for users and a picture of the monster above it. There are hearts for both the monster and the player that show their HP levels and determine who loses or wins the round. There are also the options in buttons to choose rock, paper, or scissors. Choosing any of the three will start the game, and upon winning or losing, you will be prompted to take the next step, whether that means that you will have to try again or move on to the next level.
So we generally have 4 kinds of code that with the transformations, transitions, and animations. We have the fade in and fade out to control the display of the items, reveal animation for intro and display of the result of each level, and lastly we have the scale animation to make the monster look like they are breathing.
Okay, so we ran into a couple of problems while trying to build this website. One of the problems was retaining variables between the rounds of the game. We ended up utilizing session variables to store necessary information for the game to run properly. While we were testing the project, we also found a lot of bugs related to the logic of logging in and the game, which we spent most of our time debugging and adjusting to fix it.
So another major problem we encounter is how to store and update the user's highest score. So we end up with a data.txt file to store important variables like username and password. We also use explore function to recognize those variables within the files.
Throughout this project, we were constantly testing the website to work responsibly with the application at full screen with 100% zoom. Constant debugging was done to ensure that none of the levels or pages were conflicting or messing up another page's session variables after connecting the levels together.
So we also had to check whether the change to the data.txt has occurred after sign-in and finish of the game. So we test the sign up and the sign-in function properly to see if it reads and updates the data.txt.
Here are some code snippets of our project. The code on the left shows the game determining what to display based off of whether the player has made an action or the player or monster's health. The code snippet on the right is code for determining the outcome of the game. It would check the position of the player's action and the monster's action within the moves array and see if they are opposite of each other. If they were, you would either get the computer to win or the player to win.
Okay, so these are the links to all of our projects, and now we will jump right into showing the demo of our project.
So here's our homepage, also you can call it index page, which including 4 important buttons, which is start game, which will lead you to the game. Login will allow you to log in and sign up. Credit will just show you who did this and a brief description. And the leaderboard is just the people who get highest score, which 19 is the highest one where possible. So let me show you the login. So in the login, there's two fields, which is the username and password. If you have the username and password, you can just log in. If you don't, you have to sign up. In sign up, you have to input something. For example, if you input something that already exists, it will show you username already exists. Let me just create a new one. Let me think. Whatever. Password 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you sign up, it will show you you have been signed up. And in our database, you will see your name here. By default, at the beginning, your score will always be 0. So for the login, if you put the correct username but incorrect password, it will show you invalid password. If you input the username that doesn't exist, it will show you no account found. If you input the username that was correct, let me see, A, B, C, yeah, D, F, it will be logged in. Let me just log in with the other account. Yeah, it will be logged in. And the leaderboard will basically just depending on the data from here. It's only showing the top 10, which is from the front to the exist. Okay, so here we are going to the start of the game, which is the level 1.
So on level 1, the intro animation already passed. However, it then presents you with an introductory situation to which you have to choose either rock, paper, or scissors for your first move. In this case, we'll go with rock, I guess. In this instance, the computer actually won the round, which damages your health. And then we'll continue with paper, to which you actually end up damaging the computer, updating the health displayed above the monster. And then past this point, it doesn't really matter which move you choose, it will update it appropriately, so we'll just try beating the level in any order that we want. In this instance, the player's health had become 0, so it states that you were defeated, so you have to go to hit continue, which will show you the defeat screen, and if you hit try again, it will send you back to the beginning of the level. Okay, we have finally defeated the monster, to which the monster will disappear, and then show the outro to the level, which then contains a little story for the scenario, and then a button to continue to the next level. With the second part of level 1, it continues around the same premise, so we will just continue forward and try to beat the level again. now we have beaten the level 2. So which we will continue on after this to level 2, which we had to modify some to get the score and the username to be passed through to the end.
Okay, so this is the next level after that, and just like the other one, these all followed the same premise. So we'd be playing rock, paper, scissors against this creature, which is a minotaur, and then we would just click on any one and then try to defeat the monster. Okay, so we beat this one on the first go round, so now we can continue. All right, and then it moves on to the next level. It says the button will be rest and continue your journey.
So when you enter the final level, it will show you a brief intro, which is about Fafnir, the mighty dragon. Unlike the other levels, for this level, I have implement some special. In here, you can see before we enter the fight, you have two choices. Either fight him, or we can just back the power from the dragon. If you click that, that's a trap. You will directly go to the end of story, and you will see as a joke on the player. And here is the defeat page actually. You can either try again to go back to the beginning of this level, or you can go back to the home page or index page. Here we will choose the try again, which will show you the intro again. And let you choose between attack or talk to the dragon. If you choose attack, you will go to the battle mode, which is just like the other levels. Here is just the rock, paper, scissors, rock, yeah, damage him, rock. Oh yeah, here is something that I implement. Since the dragon have like 10 HP and you only have 3, I found that it's impossible you defeat it with 3 HP. So I implement something special, which is a curse staff, which each time you have damage deal 2 damage to the dragon, you will grant a blast or enhancement that allow you to be like more stronger. In this case, it's the power to drain life from the dragon, which is when you get damaged. Well, like what I'm showing, this game is pretty hard, so it may take a while to defeat it. Except the curse, scissor, paper. Here's the second curse, which will allow you to have 2 actual life. The first curse will grant you 1 HP actual. And the last blast is to allow you to deal 2 damage at each time, which just faster the game. Here you defeat the final dragon. And actually the blast or the enhancement you take have something to do with the end game choice, or actually the endings. Like this is what happens when you choose like 3 curse. And if you defeat the game, you will go to the conclusion page. The conclusion page will update the score. If you manage to get a 1 or above, you should see your score over here. But in our code, we didn't allow the user to have like minus point. By default, it's 0. If they get a point above 0, this will get updated. But if they don't, they will just remain 0. So let's just try again to get a 1. can we manage this time? And if we go to the conclusion page, and turn to menu, you will see you get probably 2. Yeah, see here, you get updated by 1. Since the lower score on the leaderboard is 4, which means you had to take pretty long trial to get a level of 10. Okay, I think that's it for our project. Thank you for watching.
Yep, thank you guys for watching. This is the end of our
Thank you for
project.
watching.